This is Sexy Funny Raw, where we chat all about the world of sex, from dating and relationships all the way to the adult industry itself. I'm Silvia Saige, and this is my Pornspective, answering all the questions you weren't even brave enough to ask Google. Get ready, because Sexy Funny Raw starts now. Hey, hey, hey! I'm Silvia Saige. Welcome back to another episode of Sexy Funny Raw. I will say today my studio feels very empty. I am without our producer Alexander, and I did have one guest call in, but the guest that made it to the show is like a dual person anyway, because not only is he a very successful comedian, but he's also wildly sexy, so I feel like you kind of get the porn star aspect with the comedian.
Oh, I appreciate that. Who are you talking about? You're not talking about me. You said you lost me at wildly successful.
Oh, well, I mean, I feel like you're successful.
I'm doing all right.
You've got things going on.
I'm doing all right. I had a few things pop off on the internet, so, you know.
Well, that's good.
I'm running now.
Well, I can't wait to hear about it. So to my right in the studio here is Mr. Johnny Mitchell. He is a stand-up comedian, writer, and podcaster. He's also the author of a novel, which I did not know, entitled Days of the Trap, and has a podcast with Leo, I might mispronounce this, Dottavio?
Dottavio.
Leo
Dottavio, formerly of The Bachelorette.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Called Fuck Men.
The Fuck Men.
The Fuck Men.
No, we would never say
better.
fuck men. We were a pro-man podcast.
Okay, well, I will fuck men. So,
yeah.
Welcome, Johnny. Welcome
Thanks
to the
so much
show.
for having me.
Yeah.
Good to see you. You're thriving.
Thriving. I am throbbing. My vagina is throbbing. I weirdly had like 2 sex dreams 2 nights in a row that I was like fiercely searching for someone to fuck, and there was no one around to fuck me. And I just remember, like, in the dream, I was like searching for men, like, would I fuck him? And I was like, God, no, he's just so gross. And I wake up so unsatisfied because I'm like, there's no one to fuck. And I just, maybe that's where I'm at in life.
Do you wake up wet?
Yes.
You wake up drippy?
I am
gushy,
throbbing. Yeah.
Wow.
I just want it so bad.
Engorged.
Yes.
Nice, dude.
It's a weird place to be.
Nice.
I don't know. Something about being 38. Like, I wake up like a 17-year-old boy like every morning. I'm like, ah!
Yeah. Well, it's your last chance.
Not getting it.
It's your last chance to make a baby.
You feel like it is?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yep.
I don't think I need to make a baby, though. Like,
well, that's what your body's saying.
Oh, yeah.
Your body's
probably.
saying, you know, like you're
At
getting ready
this
to
point,
die. You need to spawn and swim up the river like, Atlantic salmon.
At this point, if I were to make a baby, it is going to be severely
autistic.
Yeah. That at least. At the very least.
Well, don't make a baby with your cousin.
Who brought my cousin into this?
Well,
I'm
isn't
just
that the
saying
thing when you
my body
procreate?
is wrecked is basically what I'm
Damn.
saying. I mean, I was talking to Tony, the owner of this lovely podcast studio, before I got on the show. I used to have like a meth addiction because I'm from Kansas City and there's not a lot else to do.
Yeah.
You know, so this body has overcome a lot.
Yeah,
you know?
for sure.
Did you do meth? Were you a meth guy?
No, I never did meth.
Well,
I never
good
did
for
meth.
you.
It started becoming huge like around the time
After.
that I got out of the drug world.
Oh, good for
you. Yeah, I never did it though.
Now,
No.
when you say got out of the drug world, I know a little bit about your background, and I know that you did some time.
Yeah.
And now, when you say I got out of the drug world, do you mean you were forced out by prison, or
Yeah,
you were
correct.
voluntarily
Yes.
taken
I was
out?
removed physically from society
Okay.
for a period of time. Yes.
Okay, great.
Yes. But I could have gone back to it.
You
But
could have.
I was. I don't want to do that. And you missed an L on Mitchell. That's all right, dude. No,
We'll
it's
fix it.
whatever. I'm not prissy. So just it's a complicated name, John Mitchell. No,
Johnny.
I never did. I'll tell you why I never did meth because. Okay, the Oregonian. I'm from Portland, Oregon.
Okay.
Meth capital for a while. We had the meth game.
For a while also.
Kansas City,
Yeah.
for sure. Now we associate the Midwest with like meth and heroin and fentanyl. But Portland was like an OG meth user kind of town.
Okay.
So they ran this thing in high school, like this series on the front page of the Oregonian, our newspaper,
Oregonian.
called Faces of Meth.
Oh.
And they would just take mug shots from what meth addicts looked like before and after, and it was like
don't want to be that.
Yeah. No. It was like you take a beautiful woman and then turn her into the witch from Snow White.
And it does.
I mean? Yeah, it really does.
It really does. I actually, some of my friends didn't get out and are still kind of wrapped in that life.
Smoking
I look at some of them and I kind of want to go back because my 20-year high school reunions is this month. And I kind of want to go back just to see what's happened to people. But I'm not going to waste my money on a first class ticket because I don't travel any other way. And it's too expensive to go to some fucking 2-class bar that they're going to throw my reunion in.
But you're saving money because you're smoking meth.
I know.
You're not sipping fine champagne at a Kansas City high school reunion. There's no caviar. It's just burgers and meth.
Yeah, but they have that permanent face twitch. Do you know what I'm talking about?
It's the twitch and like the gnawing of the side of the jaw.
Yes. I'm like, oh, even though they're clean. Like,
yes. We know a few comedians
awful.
like
do
that.
We do.
I'm not going to say names. A few successful ones that have gotten off drugs, but they were on them for so long that there's
permanent.
Yeah, there's a permanent, little something off about them.
Yeah. What was your drug of choice that got you into?
Just weed. That's
what you got busted for?
Yeah, I sold a bunch of it though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We're talking like pounds and pounds?
Mm-hmm.
Like you were the guy?
Yeah.
Okay, see, I used to buy weed off of that guy. So I would buy like remember when weed was bricks? Like actual bricks?
Of course, yeah.
I used to buy like the bricks. Like
right.
I was like a little distributor.
Yeah.
I was like just doing enough where I could smoke for free. Like that was my...
Yeah. That's how we started.
Yeah.
That's how everybody starts.
Yeah.
You know?
And then you went big time.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. You started out like an original OnlyFans for weed.
I for sure manifested that. Like I never thought that I would grow to the level that I did in the drug trade. But I always I had such twisted values. Like I would look at guys in my neighborhood who got to that level where they didn't have to have a job. Like how comedians just want to get to a point where they don't have to have a day job.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that would be the life.
Yeah.
And then I got that and it wasn't enough. And I just kept pushing it. You know?
Oh, I feel that all the time. I always thought if I could just make X amount a month, I will be good. I will have no more complaints. And now I make more than that in a week. And I'm like, no, the next level is I need to be making.
Yeah. You're a mogul, dude. You're a mogul. Well, we discussed hawking farts just before air.
Hawking is the word?
Yeah,
I thought hawking was loogies.
No, well, you can hawk a loogie, but you can hawk anything. You can hawk your
you're
gold
talking about
chain.
selling.
Yeah, we're talking about selling farts.
Oh, yeah. Johnny wants me to market my face, yet his ass clouds.
Yeah. I mean, look, if you want to make the ass clouds too, I just want to bring something to the table.
Okay.
I want to bring something to the table.
Yeah,
you know?
I guess I don't make a lot. Now, I think maybe I fart in my sleep more than I fart during the day.
Yeah. You're too pretty.
Maybe we just tie a bag to my ass at night because sometimes I've woken myself up with a fart in the middle of the night.
Wow,
it's shocking.
That's incredible. That's incredible, dude.
I'm just so relaxed, you know.
Yeah, and you're wondering why you're not married yet.
I will fart when I come sometimes occasionally.
Wow,
too.
No way.
Like if I'm really into sex and I'm writing and you just get to that loose point and I can feel it about to slip out of my butt, and sometimes I'll clench it and stop it depending on if it's being filmed. But if I'm in real life and I'm about to fart during a comm, it's happening.
How do you do that? How's that? Because when you all the pressure and tightness in your genitals,
I can do it.
Man,
I don't know that I have as much tightness in my genitals as you think I do.
Right, it's a good point. Maybe chicks can fart easier during sex than dudes because you don't have an appendage where all the pressure is going into one place, so you can relax your asshole. But guys got to be on our haunches.
That's true.
We got to be, you know what I mean? We got to be. You
guys are doing
tense.
a lot.
We're doing a lot, dude.
You are.
We do so much for women. So can't we get an abortion ban? Boo hoo hoo. We do so much for you gals.
Also, what a horrible fucking thing that's happening in the world right now.
Yeah. It's the last thing that we needed on top of this economic chaos that's going to come. Shortages, the war.
Why are we bringing in more babies to a place where we already can't survive? We already know that the world is only going to last 80 more years.
Yeah.
Why would you even bring a kid into that so he can witness the end of the era for you? You're a dick.
It's insane. It makes no sense.
Makes no sense.
And I wanted to get Biden out, but this might give him the leg that he needs.
Honestly, I don't think anyone voted for Biden. I didn't vote for Biden. That was not my choice. But obviously, I didn't want. It's literally just anti-Trump at that point. But I don't know how we got here. It is disgusting.
Yeah. Well, I used to do a joke about that. I'm like, I as a former drug dealer, when drugs were illegal, it just made the price go up.
Right.
So when they made abortion illegal in Texas, the drug dealer in me was like, cha-ching.
I'm going to go be an abortionist.
start an abortion cartel.
Yeah, but you're going to have to do it in like Oklahoma or something.
Well, there's
like
a ton
that.
of states down there that'll probably make abortion like next to impossible to get.
Right.
You know, that's what it is. It just makes it a state right. Like that's what
Yeah.
Roe versus Wade does. Is like there's no federal protection for it.
Yeah, it's so sickening. It's so crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. We do have a lot of things that I want to address today.
Get to 'em.
But before we do anything, Johnny, what you don't know is that this is a sex education podcast.
Oh my God.
So we like to learn something every day, and we do a word of the day. And basically what will happen is I'm going to read the word, and then you're going to tell me what you think it means, and then I will give you the correct answer.
Okay. Amazing.
Okay. All right.
This is Silvia Saige's Sexy Funny Raw Word of the Day. Do you know what it is?
Johnny Mitchell, do you know what a Jack Johnson refers to? Now, this will be a sex term.
A Jack Johnson. A Jack Johnson refers to. It's a sex position. It's where you're lying directly on your head, and it looks like oil drilling, where the guy just sits down, like he's drilling for oil. Just literally just sits his cock into your vagina.
I like that position actually, but we call that the pile driver.
Oh, the pile. Okay.
Damn, it is fun. It does hurt your neck a little. Yeah,
yep.
It hurts your neck.
Well, love is pain.
Yeah, but it is fun. I do like it. You are incorrect, sir, but there has never been a correct answer on this show, just so you know, so don't feel bad about yourself.
All right.
But the correct answer is a hand job that is basically a fist fight between a large black dick and small white hands.
Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect. Holy shit.
I don't have small white hands, so I think they would need to be smaller than mine, but like, you know.
Yeah. I'm going to give my future wife, like when I inevitably become a cuckold.
You're going to bring her a big black dick?
Absolutely.
Make sure she has very small hands.
Wrangle it, dude. Wrangle it like it's a fucking fish. It's
and
out of
then be
control.
Like, you know what we're doing for our honeymoon, wifey?
Yeah.
Jack Johnson.
Yeah, we're doing his name is Dante.
I don't think there's a lot of black guys named Dante.
His name,
Maybe.
Sorry, I panicked.
I don't know.
Leroy.
All I think of Dante is a very non-working comedic booker.
Yeah, I know that guy. Yeah.
That's the only thing
Nice.
that comes to
Throwing
mind.
shots
and
on
it is
here, dude.
certainly not a big black dick. Okay, so
He just talks like he's got a big black dick.
I know, it's so hilarious. I actually still follow his Instagram just for laughter.
Yo, all right. This is this kind of show.
This
Who else?
is any kind of show
Can
you
I
want
tell
to
you
do,
who I hate?
by the
No.
way. I don't hate him. I just think it's funny. That's all. Okay, so I want to hear about your podcast. So this new show that you have coming out, The Fuck Men.
Yes.
So it's kind of like The Fuck Boys, but with men.
We're men now.
Okay.
We're men. We're reformed fuck boys.
Okay.
Myself and my good friend Leo DeTavio.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we're a sex and relationship advice show.
Ooh,
Yep.
I like.
Yep.
Okay, so but you're giving so we have to address one other thing. So I'm saying, do you address pro sex? Are you a pro sex on this? Like,
we are of course pro sex, but we're life coaches, especially for young men. But we want a lot of women to listen to the show too, because I think when women can hear, the most intimate thoughts of men, right,
Yeah.
and what we go through in our struggles to get a woman, get laid, get into a relationship, maintain a relationship, all while moving our mission and our masculinity forward. I think women can actually learn a lot from it. So,
Okay.
we're basically like we're dating coaches. We're those dudes online you see that are like how to win her back with the no contact rule. We just stole that idea, but we
Okay.
make it funny, and
Got
we're not
it.
sex offenders.
Got
All
it.
these guys are creeps. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So that's how I
Yeah.
got the idea. I'm like,
Okay.
how about some normal dudes that fuck up constantly?
Yeah.
And let us share our pain and our fucking all of our mess
Okay.
as former sex addicts to help younger people or whoever.
So you're not still addicted to sex?
No, not as much as I was. Yeah.
Do you feel like that's an age thing? Because I feel like as men age, their sexual drive will definitely deplete.
There's been some diminution for sure, but also like
Is that a word?
Diminution, sexual diminution.
Okay.
I think so.
I don't know.
So it might not be. Look it up, Jamie. Look it up. So there's been a little bit of that, but also like I gotta focus. You know, it's just wanting to be successful, like knowing exactly what my mission is, right?
Yeah.
In my life's work, keeps me so driven and focused that that it's easy to kind of just say, nah, I don't need that.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like how I gave up drinking. Like I don't miss it because I remember how I was not my best self on it.
Yeah.
So it's pretty easy now to just be like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
You know?
I totally 100% get that. But the only reason I was asking like how pro sex and what angle you're coming from on the show is because when I booked Johnny on this show, my producer, who is not here with us today, Alexander, called me in a pure panic. And he was like, do you know who you're putting on this show? Have you seen his tweets? And I was like, well, I don't know what you're referring to. I don't think I follow you on Twitter because I just don't do a lot on Twitter.
Yeah, neither do I. That's why I'm shocked that he actually found me on Twitter. I have like 80 followers, literally. I'm like, this guy did a deep dive.
Yeah, but he was terrified because apparently you've had some tweets that are very anti-gay, anti-woman, anti-porn star.
Anti-gay, I doubt that.
Well, he was saying anti-trans or something.
I doubt that too. That too.
So he was just very worried, and I said, I will tell you, I think Johnny actually, because I've been on your podcast, and you have a very like strong man, but it's almost like it's like a joking persona that you come across, like this total asshole, but it's not your actual persona.
No, I'm always just trying to be funny.
Right. So I was trying to explain that to him, and he was like, okay, I just want to be sure. Like, I don't want you to have any backlash for having him on your show.
Okay.
So I was like, I wanted you to give your reasoning.
What was the tweets? Let's pull the tweets up.
So the things he had sent to me that he was the most worried about was the one where it said, I wish it was the good old days and porn stars would just go back to killing themselves again.
Yes, I remember that.
Okay.
I remember that. You know what that was based off of?
Yes.
So I was jacking off to Lana Rhoades. It's so funny because I don't even consider you a porn star because I've known you since we started doing comedy.
Yeah.
So it really had nothing to do with you. It was.
Oh no, I didn't think it did.
I was watching Lana Rhoades drink a bowl of piss. You know,
God.
Great video, classic video. This is when I was still watching porn 2 weeks ago. I've changed since then.
Grown so much.
No, and then I see that she's like doing a podcast and it's got like huge numbers and
because she's got a big name, so yeah.
But it filled me with rage. It was just one of those rage moments where I'm like, it was just so much better when porn stars would just kill themselves after they were done being in porn, not starting a podcast, which is very funny. You know, but you got to have a certain type of humor for it. So yeah, that's what inspired that. Okay. And I still think she should kill herself.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Don't say that. Oh my gosh.
But
Lana Rhoades, I do not want you to kill yourself.
Love your work though, Lana. Love your work.
I have not seen her podcast, but I will tell you, so people who have obviously big numbers like that do really well just because they're people. It's the same way that I do really well on OnlyFans, and I'm sure they do as well. It's because your fans get to a point where they've seen you do all the sex.
Yeah,
they've seen you suck all the dicks. They've seen you do all the things, and they're like, I want to know what you're actually like.
But does a person like Lana Rhoades, there's not much to her. Go watch one episode.
I don't know. I've never met the girl.
Can they hold an audience though?
I don't know. And that's just it. Is
so.
they won't probably hold it for too long.
Right. That's true. They get huge numbers at the beginning and
then
it falls off if they can't. That's true.
You wonder how like you know what made me really mad is so that Catch Me Outside girl that was on,
Bad Baby.
Yes. Do you know that she made $57 million on OnlyFans last year?
That's what they're saying. That's what they're saying, dude. The chick's like hanging out with Jeff Bezos and flying in PJs and
I'm not going to say that OnlyFans did not make me a millionaire because it did. But I'm saying it did not make me $57 million, and I am doing all sorts of naked things on there. They said she didn't get naked once.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's so good to be a woman.
I'm like,
can we just talk about this? Like, sure, if you live in the Bible Belt, there's some complications to getting an aborty, but look at what the internet has opened up for women. I will jam toy cars up my ass.
I was gonna say you can
on
do
OnlyFans.
it too.
So should I do it? I'm
You
really
can.
considering it.
Why not?
But what kind of? Because I don't want to get
Other
on there.
comedians are on there, by the way.
Male comedians?
Yes.
Jacking off?
Not jacking off.
What are they doing on there?
I don't really know. They probably don't make as much money not jacking off.
Of course, that's what the fuck I'm saying. So it's like I don't want to. Here's why I don't start an OnlyFans.
Okay.
Because if I do that, I'm going all the way. Like
Yeah.
I'm taking a. You're gonna get to see.
I would love to see you put a mini car up your ass.
You're gonna get
by
to
the
see
way.
me shave my asshole. You're gonna get to see me
Perfect.
put a thumb in my butt as I'm jacking off. You know what I mean? Everything that I can do, right? Like I'll probably be fucking on there.
Why not?
Maybe I'll have you on. So maybe
you
I'll have
know-
Lana Rhodes on.
Do you know how fun it is to make money masturbating? It is like one of the greatest gifts that God has ever given me.
100%. It was what we used to joke about. Like you're supposed to like do what you're passionate about.
Yes.
And it's crazy that is a career and a
It's
lucrative one.
Crazy.
But I just don't want to do it and then have it bomb and then be the laughing stock of the comedy community.
Yeah,
You
I'm
know?
already the laughing stock of the comedy community. It does not hurt my feelings
But you're
whatsoever.
making so much money that
Yeah.
you can get over that. You know?
100%.
So I don't want to be the laughing stock and be making $278 a month. You know, and then somebody inevitably clips it. Now,
You would have to do nothing to make $278 a month, by the way.
How would we market? How would we market it? Can I market it on here?
You can market it anywhere, and you're a good-looking dude. You know how many people, like, even if you're not gay, it does not matter. You jerk off in front of them, whatever. It just doesn't matter. You can get all sorts of audiences: male, female, bi, straight. Like, you'll get everybody.
Now, is it hard for the hackers to clip, like to cut? You know, take your material on OnlyFans, cut it, and then put it up for free?
No, I mean, they can download it.
Yeah.
Now, you can give them rules, like you're not allowed to download. I allow my people to download because I'm like, well, you might as well keep the video you paid for.
That's true. That's
true.
true.
You just bought $1,000 custom video. Keep it.
Right. And you're already out there on the internet, so it's like, whatever.
So
it's
what
more
do I
marketing.
care? But you can tell them that they can't. But even at the end of the day, like, a friend of mine reached out to me from my hometown, and he was like, hey, will you sign a picture for my friend or whatever? And I said, sure. And he goes, it's just so funny to me that you do that. I don't even think about the fact that someone wants to buy your autographed picture. And I said, yeah. And then he went to eBay and he goes, God, your autographed picture is going for like $40. And I was like, well, yeah. I was like, people will buy anything I put out there just because I have this like porn star like name. It's just crazy.
Yeah. So I don't think a lot of the dudes that listen to the fuck men are gonna pay to watch me jack off.
You don't know.
We'll see. I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna push the traditional route, being funny, for a couple more years.
Try that out.
But that may not work. I mean, we see who gets ahead now in this business. Not as much funny. You know, almost exclusively not. In fact.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
especially these internet guys. You know, like these like big podcasters. I could name a few, but I won't.
You know, I will say it did make me a little uncomfortable. Also, I was in New York recently and I was at the stand and there wasn't like any comedians that were just doing jokes. Like all of the comedians have kind of turned to like doing like shows with other comedians or like a live podcast there. And I was like, where is the comedy? Where is the people writing jokes?
Yeah,
like,
well,
nobody's doing that.
It's evolving. Like and podcasting it's great for comedians in a certain respect because you don't need industry push, and if you get lucky and you put a lot of stuff out like me, you can get an audience.
Yeah.
On the flip side, it's making comics lazy because they when you have all your own fans coming out, the material becomes like a live podcast. Even though you're doing stand up, you're just doing you're just kind of talking like how you talk on your pod. You know, and it gets inside and you don't have to be as like sharp to try to hit like a broader market.
That's just
you know what
it.
I mean?
Like I was up there because I've got a Netflix taping this weekend actually for Women in Comedy.
Oh my God.
And
congratulations. I saw you on Aaron Berg's pod too, by the way.
Yeah, thank you.
That's
I was
dope.
out there doing that.
That's dope.
So I was like trying my material I'm going to do on that show, and I felt like I was the only person doing material. I felt like everyone else was like just doing like crowd work and just talking to people, and I'm like
doing topical shit,
doing jokes though. And it was almost like everybody was like, why is she doing jokes up here.
What
like,
the
what's
fuck
happening?
does this comedian think she's doing? Doing
Yeah, it was
written,
really weird.
prepared material.
Yeah. Yeah, I've loved Aaron Berg for a long time.
Yeah,
So
he's awesome.
He's always been really good to me, and his wife has always been super supportive of my career, which is totally nice because
Yeah, he used to suck dick for money.
I don't think he
or
sucked.
jack dudes off, or he maybe
I
let
think he
dudes
jacked
jack
off in front of dudes.
I think he let,
and he was like a stripper.
I think he would come on dudes,
which
maybe.
is great.
I would come on dudes.
I'm telling you,
I would come on dudes.
There is a guy I follow on Instagram, and I think we're going to try to have him on this show. His name is Alfie, and he is a straight male, and he is super sexy, and he does the same things. He's not gay, but he's doing all these stuff with these gay porn stars and like doing like TikToks with them and stuff where they're in their underwear or whatever. And he I know that on his OnlyFans, he like jerks off for men and stuff, or will jerk off next to his friends, like it'll be a bunch of guys jerking off in a room together.
But he's not gay.
I think that's hot. I'm the girl who buys that. Like that to me is I'm into that.
So you buy that and you flick your bean to a bunch of dudes circle jerking, like acting like teenagers.
Yeah.
We jerked
that
off.
Is hot.
We did. I used to do that with my buddies in like 8th grade. We'd all be under the sleeping bags in the same room, trying to see who could fucking bust a nut first.
You know what? I just learned that all of you guys do this. My brother was the one who was like, "Oh yeah, we all." He's like, he was like, "Do you remember Jacob and Jason?" And I was like, "Yeah, like your best friends." He was like, "Oh yeah, we used to all jerk off in front of each other." I'm like, I had no idea this was happening.
Oh yeah,
all of you guys are jerking off in front of each other.
Yeah,
at
minimum.
Wow.
Yeah, my friend
at minimum,
my friend Tim used to he was like, "I can come." And we were like, "No, you can't." No, you can't. He was like, I can come.
Wait, how old is this?
We're maybe like
11.
7th, 8th grade now. I think we're like 13.
Okay.
We're like 13, 14.
Okay.
I was a late bloomer. I didn't jerk off till 8th grade.
But you were jerking off before then.
No, I didn't jerk off at all. I didn't jerk off at all until late 8th grade.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, so Tim runs upstairs. he gets a family cup. He gets like a glass from his parents' cupboard and beats off into it. It comes down and shows us the jizz. We were like, that's unreal. Tim rules, dude.
So he was like the main man of your group at that point.
Yeah. Like that was how that was like in the animal kingdom. Like he who could jizz was the alpha, you know?
Oh my God, I'm learning so much. Mm-hmm. As females, now maybe I was in the wrong group of girls, but I feel like I was in the popular crowd. We weren't doing that. No,
you were smoking meth. Dude.
Okay, I didn't smoke meth till I was 19. But I will say...
The ripe old age of 19. Most people are off at college and dating boys and rushing for sororities.
I was in basements doing methamphetamines. No, it was great. It was a great childhood. Obviously, nothing bad came out of it. I'm doing fabulous.
You're doing great. You're doing great. You're almost a PSA for why you should do meth. You should do meth. You're doing fabulous. What are you doing, you pig, Sally, who went to state school? You're making $80K a year, and your kids are fat, and you got to take pills to go to bed.
I also have a college degree. I did go back to college after I got clean off of meth. I went to college.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So I did the
You got your GED in county jail.
Yeah. No, I have an associate's degree though.
Where'd you go? Just some local.
No, I went to it. So I actually went to community college right out of high school, and then got into meth, and so obviously failed out of that.
Right.
And then I got clean, and then I went back, and I went to it's like a technical college called Heritage College, and that's where I got my degree as an X-ray tech. But then I actually worked in hospitals for like 8 years. So
wow!
I actually did use
my
degree.
You put in your time. You didn't just go from meth head to sex worker. You actually were in the civilian world for a while.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
And I will say I only wish I would have been a sex worker a little earlier, but I'm glad I have a little bit of a head on my shoulders because it made me be more financially responsible to the porn.
Yes.
But God, I wish I would have started with a younger body.
Right. But you've also had then now you got the MILF niche fucking sewed up. Like who's fucking with my girl Silvia besides maybe that blonde-haired twat and that other kind of Italian-looking whore?
I mean, there are some really big MILFs in my field that are
but they all have the same look. They all have tits that are too big.
Yeah.
They're all just kind of a little thicker. You're skinny
super
MILF.
Thin. Yeah, super thin. Yeah, I know. I worry it's too thin, but
hey, that's a good worry.
Yeah.
Most chicks look like Ethiopians, and they're like, am I too fat? It's like, bitch, you need some therapy. Something happened to you. Let's take care of our fucking mental health.
Yes, mental health, huge. We're huge advocates for mental health here, which is why we try to not call people fat. But
that's amazing. Yeah, that's like drug dealers being advocate for drug rehab. That's having porn stars advocate for. What are you gonna do?
I will say I do try to advocate for people to like be health conscious. That's why I'm constantly posting my workouts online because I'm like a big try to motivate people. Like I try to motivate my family to not die.
Right.
Be more active. Those things.
Yeah.
Okay. How did you link up with this guy that you're Mr. Say his last name again?
Dotavio. He's just a buddy. He was a fan of my stand-up somehow, and he's doing stand-up comedy now too. But he just found me
How's
after
the
a
accent
show.
do in comedy?
No, he doesn't. He's from LA.
Oh,
he's from LA. He's just got a very Guinea Wop Dago last name. Those are Italian derogatory words for Italian, by the way.
Okay. Thank you.
So he just found me, and I started. He's got this big YouTube channel with this guy Danny Mullen, who's a huge YouTuber, and they do like wild like YouTube sketches, and they have a podcast, and these guys are like killing it, like they're really making money.
Nice.
But we just hit it off, and so they gave me my start in podcasting.
Okay.
They would have me on their show, and I started a channel, and I got a lot of their fans, became my fans, and then I just got this idea for the show after going through this breakup I had last year that was so toxic and complicated. So I started watching all these like online dating gurus and shit.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, we could fucking do this, but just make it funny, make it like more relatable, make it less cringe. Like these dudes are fucking cringe. Like they look like pedophiles.
Yeah.
That are trying to give you
dating
advice. Like, how about a couple of comedians, So that's how I got that idea.
Can I ask a personal question?
Sure.
How long was that toxic relationship?
It was about a year.
Breakup?
It was about a year.
So it was a quarantine relationship?
Pretty much, yeah. End of 20, all of 2021. So, yeah.
And what was the toxicity? Was it on both of your ends?
Yeah, it was on my end because I didn't know how to act.
Okay.
But it was on her end because she kept going back and forth between me and her ex. So I should have seen right away. I'm like, oh, you're just getting out of something with your ex. Like, guard your heart, Mitchell. Like, tell her, like, take some time, take it slow. Don't put expectations on it.
So you fell. You fell. into this. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right. That's heartbreaking.
Which
I'm
is
really
rare.
sorry.
Which is rare. No, it's okay. I'm doing way better than her on YouTube now and Instagram. So suck it. No, I'm cool.
Is she an influencer?
No. Well, yeah, of course she is. They all are. But actually, no. We text now. Like everything's.
You're copacetic.
Everything's been mended, and it's actually a real blessing because I just wouldn't have the time. It's the same reason I'm not out like chasing pussy. Like I don't have time to really be with a woman like her who needed a lot of attention, which is cool. Like I like being there and really like putting work into whoever I'm dating. I just don't have that bandwidth right now.
Yeah.
Like I'm running.
So you're
I don't want to be jacking off for money in 2 years, but I fucking will be if this fucking podcast and YouTube shit doesn't pop.
I'm just saying,
please, for fuck's sake, follow me.
If you don't do it soon, OnlyFans might not be around for you in 2 years.
Right, I know. Well,
you should stack your money now.
Are they trying to get rid of it? Are they trying to come after it?
I don't think it's in trouble at all. I'm just saying, like, it can't last forever. Like
No,
all of the
not.
things eventually go away. You know,
everything. Amazon's down 10%.
Yeah. Are you? So you're single. This is your single year. This is your single summer.
Yeah.
Are you
trying to fall in love though?
Are you?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Definitely. I just said I don't have the time to fall in love, but I'm trying to make a mistake.
Are you going to hook up with fans? Are you a?
Well, most of my fans are 18, 19-year-old boys. So yes, I will fuck that little ass.
Just make sure you do it on OnlyFans and have them sign a consent form.
Yep. No, we're not that formal over at the show. But we'd rather fight it out in court. Now, no, I don't have a lot of female fans. I do have some good twisted, sick female fans, but I don't. I would like to not. Even
in comedy, you don't feel like when you do comedy, you have females just like, because females love a phony man. Like that's such a turn on.
I know. It's the material lately has been very personal and talking about how like my sex addiction and just like how I jacking off. It's been pretty honest lately. So I think even when I kill, and then I talk about going to prison. And
Yeah.
here's this
They're
guy
like,
talking about selling
I don't want
farts.
to date this guy.
And they're like, wow, he was really funny. And thanks for letting us know that we should not approach
all
him.
of your red flags.
Exactly.
Thanks for laying them out in the open there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly. So,
I get that.
Unfortunately, if I did really like safe, like pandering, I don't want to shit on that kind of comedy, right? Like Dane Cook and fucking Chris D'Elia built like billion-dollar empires, like shitting on women, but in a funny way.
Right.
But I do it kind of like Patrice O'Neill does it, which it can be pretty alienating if you don't have a good sense of humor.
Right.
So,
well, we've seen, because like I said, my producer was fucking terrified to have you as a guest.
Oh, yeah.
He was like, I think we're going to get a lot of backlash.
That's so funny.
I don't think this is a good idea. I think he's totally against our brand. And I was like, I think he's just going to be kidding.
Sounds like a good gay producer. Sounds like a good gay producer. I'll have you know, I was out with a gay on Sunday night.
Oh my God. Like you're talking about the gay community like it's your dad's one black friend in fucking Kansas.
I was out with my token on
you know
Sunday
what?
night.
I've got a black friend. My dad used to say that. He was like, I hang out with black guys. I'm like, you work with black guys, Dad. You don't hang out with these guys. Like, they are your work colleagues. Like, this is not... I don't know. Just interesting. Okay, I don't know anything about this book you wrote.
Yeah, Days of the Trap. So it's about my time spent in the trap, right? It's I totally just stole that word.
Which how many years, by the way?
I was selling drugs from like 18 to 24.
No, I mean how much in time?
And then I did about a year and a half in prison.
Oh, okay.
So I did just a little. I just did a little burp.
It's a fair amount.
But yeah, for a normal person, that's an extremely You know, but it's so funny because I'm used to, being around people that are doing life or doing decades.
Yeah.
And so it's like.
Were you in there with people who were doing life?
I got sent to a maximum security prison.
Wow, for weed.
Yeah, well, because.
That is mind blowing.
Because I kept getting, when I first got arrested, they thought I was like a kingpin because I got caught with I didn't get caught with any product. I got caught with like hundreds, like almost $500,000 in cash. So they were like, oh, this guy's connected. So they didn't give me a bail. Like I couldn't even bail out of jail.
Wow.
Isn't that insane?
Wow, that is insane.
So,
and you were how old?
24.
Wow.
Just a fresh-faced, sweet kid with some chlamydia on his penis. And he just wants to live free. And, I miss my Colombian girlfriends. So it talks about me. It's a novel, but it's based off of everything true. Yeah. Everything that happened. So when I kept getting in fights in the county jail as I was fighting my case, right? Because they put you in the county jail, and if you can't bail out, you're going to be fucking sitting in there.
Now, were you getting in fights because you're a skinny white guy? Were you getting in fights because you're kind of a dick?
No. Skinny white guy. White guy. And I didn't get, I only had to fight 3 or 4 times, and then they're like, okay, this guy's earned it. He gets to walk the yard with us and shit.
Wow.
But whenever you get in a fight, you go to the hole, and then you get reprimanded, and then...
Does that give you more time on your sentence?
No, but it kicks your security clearance up. So when I got sentenced to prison, they send you to a holding facility.
That's why you got maximum security.
Exactly. They were like, okay, he's young, and he got in 4 fights in county. He's a problem. So,
but it's not you starting
No, of course
the
not.
fights.
Nobody said it was fair.
Yeah.
Nobody said it was fair. It was self-defense, but it's like, you either that or you just become a victim.
So when you went to maximum security prison, is it just you in a cell? Or are you in a cell with 2 guys, 4 guys? What's
No, you have a roommate. You have a cellmate. Yeah, one roommate, a cellmate, but sometimes sometimes your cellmate would get moved to a different prison, and then you'd have your own cell for a while. And dude, it's like your roommate going out of town. You're kicked up. And swear to God, there was a time when I really was in there for a while, and I had my routine down. Yeah. And I'm reading all these good books, and I'm napping during the day, and I'm like,
this isn't so bad.
Am I getting used to this shit? I kind of am enjoying myself.
How is the pooping in front of people though? That's where
you would say you would tell, you get on a routine when you're with your cellie and he's a good dude. You're like, hey, I got to shit. Go spin the lap. Go spin the yard. And you're like, yeah, of course.
Okay, so they can leave while you poop. You're not stuck in the room with them. Pooping.
No, and a lot of times he's working during the day, or you're at work, or you're out on the yard.
Oh, okay.
You get on your own routine, and it's like you guys have your separate lives.
Did you have prison sex?
I didn't have prison sex.
God damn it.
Prison sex? You mean rape? No, I didn't have any of that.
I mean, it wouldn't have to be rape. I feel like there's a few people who would be okay with it.
There's a ton of consensual sex in prison. Yeah. That's what they don't tell you. That's the dirty little secret.
Yeah.
Is most of the fucking and sucking in prison is consensual.
Yeah, I would think that. Yeah. I would think that. for sure.
I do a joke about that on stage. I'm like, you ever seen two Crips making out?
Oh, see, I wouldn't think there was making out involved. I would just think there's a lot of like,
just
ramming.
just get to it. Well, that's the beauty about just man on man love is like I don't have to woo you.
Yeah.
I don't have to take you to see a sunset.
That is
I
the
can just
hottest part of man on man sex. I have my buddy AJ. He's been on our show, and he gives me all these great sex stories of like he is literally like the doctor who was taking his blood. Like as soon as he pulled the needle out, like literally pulled out his dick and bent the guy over the table. And I'm like,
how did he know that he was into
never happens
it?
for me because
they were flirting and
he literally had the guy. I guess they had like brushed knees or whatever, and while he was taking his blood, and so my buddy had a hard on, and he literally just opened his leg and showed him his hard on, and so the guy, while he's still taking blood with one hand, reaches over and is like feeling his dick with the other, and then as he's done, pulls out the needle to like bandage him back up, and then literally after he's doing that, just like pulls out his dick, my buddy sucks it, and then he just bends him over the bed and fucks him right there. And he said this wasn't the only time he fucked that assistant in the office. And I'm like, that is amazing and would never happen in the straight world.
Being gay rules, being a guy rules.
How hot is that,
I
though?
mean, it's like the guy bandaged his leg and then he had to fucking bandage up
Can
his
you
booty.
imagine if you had a hot nurse and you just showed her your hard on and she was like, yeah, right now.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
that only in pornos.
Yeah.
Only in straight
That
pornos.
happens in jail. That happened in jail sometimes. The guys would end up hooking up with like the jail guards or the nurses and shit. A couple, and then they would get arrested because you're not allowed to. There's no consensual sex in prison. So if you're a prison guard and you get caught fucking an inmate, they will arrest the prison guard. Yeah,
everybody's in trouble.
No, I don't even think the dude's in trouble.
Oh, just the guard.
I don't think you really get in trouble because they're like, yeah, this was technically sexual assault because he's an inmate. He has no rights. Yeah, so you should have known better.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And then that guy's now a prisoner himself, right?
Yeah, well, or a woman. Yeah.
Or a woman, but
I don't know how much. I don't know. You maybe get a slap on the wrist your first time.
Yeah.
There was that lady, Escape from Dannemora. That was about the prison, the upstate New York prison break.
Yeah.
Like this dude was hooking up. He was in a relationship with this jail guard, and he got her to smuggle him in like a Sawzall, and that's how he cut through pipe and shit and escaped.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, that takes game. You gotta be a pimp to do that shit. Mitchell doesn't have charm like that.
Also, I don't have time to dig a hole. Like,
if you're doing life, there's time.
Oh, yeah, I guess
you'll find
life.
time.
That's true.
What are you gonna be? What else? You think they're podcasting? They're like, I'm running around. I'm so busy. I'm auditioning. I don't have time to try to escape from jail.
I thought life was only 25 years.
25 to life. No. Life is life. If there's life with possibility of parole, then that means 20. Like after 25, you go before the parole board, but they usually don't give it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
see, I always thought like, oh, life sentence is only 25 years. Like, so what's it fucking matter? Like, oh, you have prison for life, 25 years. Like that is no one's life.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's
some.
It's a life. It's a life back in like 1750.
Yeah. Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
That's enough time. Like nobody's life is worth. Like, if somebody killed me, give them...
Yeah. No, I agree.
Give them 20.
I agree.
I'm not worth somebody else's life, you know?
Our prison system is so fucked. I honestly think it should be more about, like, making them better people and, like, bringing them back to society. Like, I have a cousin who is a forever prison guy, and he's been in and out. But he does not do well outside of prison because he has no skills.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy can barely read or write at this point. He's been in prison his whole life. And when he does get out of prison, he is so lost in society.
Right.
He can't get a job. Like,
Right.
he just doesn't even know how to, like, be around people. So he ends up going right back to jail, which is where he thrives.
Yeah, no, it's crazy.
Like,
you'd see dudes, like, so good at being in jail.
Yeah, that's my cousin.
I'm like, damn, I like pussy.
Yeah.
This is tough.
You got to talk yourself into a good prison guard then, you know?
Yeah. Well, those prison gals, they, how do I put this?
Rough?
They couldn't make any money off OnlyFans. There's some of the few gals that really, yikes.
Well, isn't that kind of the point? Like, you really don't want them to be hot in prison. I feel like they would be like definitely like rape victims daily, right?
Right. Or is it hot chicks don't have to work in prisons. The universe will grant them something, a rich man, an opportunity, come to Milan.
Exactly.
Whatever.
All the things.
You know?
Yeah.
You don't have to live in I don't know, fucking Umatilla, Oregon, where my prison
Idaho.
was.
Oh, is that
yeah,
where you were?
Idaho.
Yeah, that's where they put all the prisons, is in those like really shitty places.
Yeah, exactly.
So funny.
Yeah.
Johnny, we did it. You and
Are
I
we done already?
You and I got through a whole show just by ourselves.
I'm not.
Look at us.
I'm not homophobic.
And I barely asked you a single question. So
What's
this
on
is
here?
fantastic.
What else is on this sheet?
Well, it's a lot, but it's a lot about we had other guests and other things were
Right.
supposed to be happening. So we just didn't
love
get
the
through
gays,
it.
love the
Yeah.
sex workers, love the trans. Wish I was. I'm gonna probably marry a trans because I love dudes, but I
Ooh.
love women's bodies, but I love body of a woman, personality of a man. That's my best friend.
I'm into that because I'm into trans as well because I think women are beautiful and I love breast, but I don't like licking vaginas and I love penis. So
Would you do trans porn?
110%. I keep asking everyone to book me. And no one will.
Whoa, that would break the fucking internet.
I'm
If
totally
you were
down.
grabbing titties and sucking a cock.
Yeah, I want to. I want to more than anything.
Why aren't there more
I'll tell you why.
traditional like porn people that are doing that, like hot chicks?
Well, I'll tell you why. For one, it's because the trans performers don't necessarily want to work with women because the trans performers are typically they are attracted to males. So
because inside they're females.
Right.
Right.
So for them to have sex with us is almost like it's a job. It's not appealing to them
Right.
in any way.
Hey, well, work is work.
Yeah, right. I mean, I have sex with people I don't want to have sex with all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
Man up and fuck me.
Yeah, no
already.
shit,
No,
you
just
fucking
kidding.
you snowflakes. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so I don't think it's the women. I don't think it's the straight women that don't want to do it. I think it's the trans women that are like, I don't really want to fuck this chick.
Right, right.
So, and I get it. We're not their preference. I can't be everyone's preference, Johnny.
I think you need a better agent. And I would love to talk about what Johnny Mitchell can do for you. I want to be in the Silvia Saige business.
Good. Well, why don't you tell people where they can find you?
YouTube.com/Johnny Mitchell. Please go find my podcast and subscribe to that channel. It's called The Fuck Men, and that is with my friend Leo DeTavio. And then I'm on Instagram at Mr. Johnny Mitchell. If you guys like reading, I don't know. Do your fans read?
I don't think so.
Statistically, no. But if you go to prison and you're on your way upstate, please go buy my book.
Yes.
Something to do in there. Days of the Trap. It's on Amazon. It's on all the sites, Barnes and Noble, etc.
Put it on tape.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I probably will end up doing that.
Yeah.
But that's the most. Please follow the channel. There's tons of stand-up comedy on there. And then the podcast, The Fuck Man. I think you'll really enjoy it. And I think
what a
you'll
hot
learn
photo,
something.
by the way.
Thank
I would
you,
watch the
thank
both
you.
of you jack off.
Dude,
I will just say that.
Trust me.
Yeah.
Leo's going to get a meeting with me about this because there could be
Super
something in
hot.
the works down the line.
Oof.
So,
It's a hot photo.
it's an exciing time
Yeah.
because you don't have to just stay pigeonholed into one thing. I mean,
No, you don't.
You know?
You really don't.
And I love you and I'm very proud of you.
Thank
And
you.
I'm happy that we've been friends for so long.
Yes,
you
yeah,
know?
we really have. It's been a good friendship. Likewise, thank you for doing the show, sir. Thank you to Fleshbot and Cybersocket. And until next time, you guys, adios.